Hey everybody, this is Erica, the technology nerd who likes to film stuff, and this is the iPhone SE. Now, I know you guys have probably seen plenty of unboxings and reviews. I actually want to do something a little bit different. I'm going to unbox this, but what I want to do is start the iPhone SE challenge. So here's the challenge, and other people can join in if they want to. Right now, my current daily driver is the iPhone 11 Pro Max. I absolutely love this phone. I want to know if I can jump from the 11 Pro Max down to the iPhone SE and use this as my sole daily driver and be happy with it, especially because tax season just came around and I saw that I spent almost $1,400 after sales tax on this phone. It just doesn't feel practical to every year spend that kind of money on a brand new flagship phone, especially when they all do pretty much the same thing, except for the cameras. So here we have this little guy here. It looks like an iPhone 8, and the funny thing is that I actually really liked the iPhone 8, the size of it, and just the feel of it in hand. I also like bezels, it's something to hold on to. And last year I rebought the iPhone 8, trying to see if I could use that as my daily driver, and this is where I got hung up with the camera, because the camera just didn't do very well with highlights or HDR, and I went right back to a better phone. But we've got the ISP and the algorithms from the iPhone 11s, so this can take a lot better pictures. So I want to see, can I step back down to this and use this? The mass appeal with this little guy here is it offers every bit of processing power as the iPhone 11 Pro Max. It's got the same SoC. Though I am keeping in mind that this is 3 gigabytes of RAM versus the 4. But I think for most people and for me, this will be just fine. So after a week, I want to come back to you guys and let you know really what I feel. Is it practical to go from this beast of a phone down to this little dude? Of course, I noticed right away there are things that are lacking, like touch navigation. I've gotten really used to swiping up from the bottom. Now navigation is to double-click on the home button. Tried and true, something I'm used to. Not to mention this has a home button where this does not have a home button. And this is really nice right now because of that Touch ID. With all that's going on in this world, it's nice to be able to unlock my phone without a mask on. So that's been a big thing. Access to the control center is different. You'd need to pull down from here. Of course, this is an OLED screen versus an IPS LCD screen, although it's got a wide gamut. So this is not a terrible screen by any means. And it does have the pixel density of the iPhone XR, the iPhone 11. It's just not as big of a screen. And anyway, I use my iPad to watch videos on as it is. Something else I will notice right out of the gate is that this can get so much darker because this is an OLED screen, and I do a lot of nighttime reading with my phone. But I should be sleeping instead, right? So I know I'm going to miss tap to wake though, because all the time I have my iPhone 11 Pro Max charging on my nightstand, and I like to just touch it to look at the time. You can't do that with this. You actually have to, oh boy, touch the button, but I'm sure I can live with that. I'm also really curious to see how I will do with compromises in battery life. This one has such a big battery in it, I never can kill it in a day unless I'm doing really crazy things. I usually have 64% before plugging it back in at night. It can go a full day and a half, sometimes 2 days. We'll see with this one. Thankfully, it still has wireless charging, but as I'm charging this every single night, and it should last through the day, I don't think it's going to be a problem for me. Now, as far as where the camera deficiencies go, obviously there's no second and third lens. I'm curious to grab my RX100 VII and see if this can fill in anywhere where this is lacking. After all, this is a camera that I'm going to be keeping for several years and not going to be spending thousands of dollars every year to get a new camera, but that's what you're expected to do with a phone to get the new camera features. I want this camera to be good enough so I can share shots to social media and rely on that, but everywhere else I want to be using this guy, and I know that's not a setup that everybody can use. But long term, something like this makes more sense, instead of having to upgrade your phone every year that does the same thing just for the sake of the camera. That's my thoughts so far. So this is the iPhone SE challenge. I will check back with you guys after a week. I'll tell you how I'm feeling, what I've learned. But seriously, for one of these guys, I can get one of these, AirPods, an Apple Watch, and have the whole Apple ecosystem. And as long as that camera is proficient and I've got my iPad and my little point and shoot, I don't think I need this. I don't. But we'll see. That's the whole point of the challenge. So this has been Erica, the technology nerd who likes to film stuff. Please rate, up or down, comment, subscribe. I'll be back with you on this in a week. Bye!